Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talkin Bout Games. This is a little makeshift podcast that we do sometimes just when we're not doing a Final Fantasy XIV podcast or there's something else that we want to talk about. So today, we're going to be talking about E3. Technically, as we're starting this show, there's even a conference happening right now, but we're going to be doing our top 10 predictions and probably just going over some other things that we expect to see or maybe don't expect to see from the various conferences that are going to be taking place over the next several days. So with that, I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy, and joining me today for just a two-man show is the very well-dressed Sly. I just realized right now, I've been staring at you for the last 20 minutes, and I just saw that you were dressed the way that you were. I was too allured to that lustrous face.
Please. Nothing lustrous about this.
I think
I'm
so.
old and grizzled. How you doing, Haps?
I'm doing good. It's been a hectic week. My fat little cat here is not getting along with my new cat all too well, so we have to start over from scratch with them. And then Final Fantasy VII, Genshin. There's a bunch of things. Ratchet and Clank this week. Monster Hunter got its final base game update, I suppose, 3.0, whatever they call it. And then we go right into E3, technically, which is already kicked off by the time we're recording this. But all the stuff I'm really looking forward to hasn't happened yet. So as far as I'm concerned, it hasn't started yet.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I consider this day 0.5.
But really,
there's usually a day 0.
Yeah.
But we kind of had 2 day zeros, technically, an earlier... Like something happened earlier in the week, I guess.
There was a Battlefield reveal. There was
Battlefield reveal.
Summer Game. Yeah. Summer Game Fest with Keeley.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Which realistically, I only know one thing that happened out of that, and that's the Elden Ring trailer. And I think a confirmation. I think it's January 23rd is supposed to be the release date.
21st.
21st. Sorry.
21st.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so I really didn't catch anything else out of that. Someone saying Payday 3. I don't know if that was there yesterday or if that's something they're predicting.
It was on Day of the Devs.
Day of the Devs. Okay. Man, I used to be able to keep up with E3, but now that this is still being digital, I can't even keep track of everything that's happening because I feel like there's more.
I think it being digital makes it easier to track. In all honesty.
Well, I feel like a lot more people feel compelled to do something this week digitally because they otherwise there's no place to have a presence outside of appearing digitally.
Right.
What's the plan? You leaving? Is that the plan? Goodbye. All right. It's for me. It's been overwhelming, but maybe I've just been too preoccupied with other stuff because it has been a crazy week for me. So Let's just go right into it. We've already covered kind of the things that happened before this show because I decided to do this yesterday, and I was like, Sly, and he's like, yes, this will be fun. But as we're speaking right now, is it Koch? Coach?
Koch.
Is it Koch?
Koch.
I don't trust anything that's just consonant OCH as it being Och. It's just naturally I don't trust that I'm correct. So yeah, as we're currently speaking, Koch Media is doing a presentation, and Sly, I didn't know that existed.
I knew because I signed up for their mailing list a while back, or for their content creator list a while back. So that's how I knew. I just don't know I didn't know the name of the company. Because here's the thing, they actually have a bunch of games that I'm very well familiar with. Dead Island is an old favorite of mine from before content creator days. And Time Splitters was something. Aloha, I'm busy right now. And swear to God, aloha. And Time Splitters is something that's actually very, very recent news in terms of anticipation. But in my research, I found out all the things I would have expected out of them, they've already said aren't happening at their conference. So I have no idea what they're even going to do right now. Yeah, I'll have to see afterward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could find out in the middle of the show. I'm sure if we just hit up social media real quick, just keep our phones open or something. But, I looked through the titles that they're known for, and if they're not doing anything in that regard, then it's either got to be something new to be excited about, or... I don't... Yeah. I don't know. And I'm just keeping an eye on social media to see if anything pops up, but... I don't even see anyone talking about the fact that it exists. I'm just going through. It's literally not a single mention. Hey guys, catching the media showcase right now. But maybe afterwards there'll be something worth talking about, I suppose. Do you have anything on that specifically? Because I know I don't.
Yeah, like, and I'm pretty much in the same position as you. Like, once I kind of knew remembered what they did, I'm like, well, they pretty much said a bunch of shit already that, like, I already know of. So there might be surprises, or they might just rehash some information that's currently already out. So
yeah. Apparently, even they're the sister company of THQ Nordic, who I would have been excited to see something from, but THQ Nordic also said they're not going to do anything at this conference. So I'm really just batting zero in this very first one. That's why, to me, today doesn't even. It's like E3 hasn't started today.
It's okay. It's okay because this show is all about predictions.
Yes.
And see everybody watching on Twitch or on the tubs in the future. I came up with the idea that instead of talking about E3 and what we expect, let's make this fun. Let's make this a little bit fun. So Haps and I wrote out 10 picks, 10 predictions to go horribly wrong, probably.
Mine's gonna be right. All of them are gonna be right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Well, we have a weekend to see. But 10 predictions about E3, not specific. Like, we didn't do 10 for each conference because there are too many conferences, too many events. So we kind of picked from events that, we believe there's going to be news. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm interested to hear his predictions and interpretations.
You can probably guess about half of mine, Sly. You can at least guess 3 of them pretty easily.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 or 3.
No, definitely 3.
And there might be a bit of crossover, so I do have some throwaways that I can, bring in just in case too. So if by chance we have a similar or the same prediction, I'll just put in one of my throwaways.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, I'm going to let Haps take the first one.
I think I should go with something obvious to start. Because I want to lead into some of the other predictions. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm more focused on what I already know is coming soon. And I wasn't thinking too much about what I was going to see at E3 this year. I was just kind of chill and let it go. So I'll start with a nice, easy prediction, and I better see a Final Fantasy 16 trailer of some kind. Everyone knew I was going to predict that, but it's like, there has to be something. Yoshida said that we would learn more later in the year, probably around the summer months. Where are we right now?
Yep. I mean, yeah, I'd say yes and no. I'd say like yes in the form of maybe a small little new trailer.
That's all I think. That's all I think.
Yeah. No, because last time they didn't even put a release window, did they?
No, I don't think we're seeing a release window. I think we're going to see some new gameplay. I think we'll see some updated visuals because they said they were still working on tuning up the visuals, so they probably want to give us a little bit of an update on that. But that's it. I just think about 3 minutes, and that's all we'll see. Nothing more. Just the bare minimum to remind us it exists.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. That's fair.
Easy start.
Now I'm going to go ahead and preface... Easy start. Now I'm going to go ahead and preface my whole list with the fact that SMT5 is not in it. It's been leaked. More than likely, it's going to be there. It's been leaked. Atlas leaked it themselves. It's going to be at Nintendo's. So there's no real reason for me to put that on a prediction list. Now, number 1, I'm starting off with Ubisoft.
Oh, okay. I don't have a single Ubisoft one on my list.
Right. Beyond Good and Evil.
I forgot that they were in charge of that. I still wouldn't have predicted it, but I actually completely forgot about that. Oh, that actually would be super exciting.
Yeah. So Beyond Good and Evil makes a return to Ubisoft E3, but it won't be ready for another decade.
Sly, that's what I'm supposed to say about Final Fantasy 16. You're supposed to be more optimistic about everything else.
Oh. Shout out to Fusion. Fusion, like, piggybacked off that. And before Ubisoft announces that it's been in development for so long, it's now Far Cry 7. Thank you, Fusion.
It's weird because the prediction got more believable after you said that.
Thank Fusion.
Yeah, I don't.
So that's my first one.
Ubisoft is just. I don't dislike the games they make, but I'm never thinking like I can't wait to see what Ubisoft is doing.
I mean, this would be the one thing, but again, it's been in development hell. Like, I'm treating this like I treated Elden Ring before we saw Elden Ring, before this week ever happened.
Yeah.
My thing is, if it doesn't show up here, it never fucking existed.
See, that's the funny thing, because that's what I was thinking about Elden Ring, because Elden Ring would have been on this list if it didn't happen yesterday. So,
right.
I feel you on that. If I didn't see Elden Ring, I would have said it's canceled. That's it.
But see, after seeing Elden Ring, I'm calling this like what Tim Geddes from Kind of Funny likes to call E3 or like this year, the year of dreams. The year where all the vaporware just comes right back into existence, and I believe.
If there was a year that I wouldn't believe that, it would be this year, specifically after last year. I would expect more vaporware.
I'm absolutely, optimistic. Like, all the vaporware that we talk about, that we meme about, is going to reappear, and there's going to be more of that in my predictions. Except F-Zero, that shit does not exist. It's not going to be on my list.
Oh man, I should have put that on my list, dude. I literally, I was thinking of things to put on the list, and F-Zero has now left my mind to the point where it would have never made it on the list.
It's left to
F-Zero and Star Fox. F-Zero and Star Fox are just off my list permanently. They're never going to be on it again. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you're leading with an Ubisoft one from Beyond Good and Evil. Okay. Good first prediction. Definitely a left field one for me because I had forgotten about it. So good. Thanks for putting that into my mind for tomorrow. Actually, for Ubisoft Forward. At around the same time we started today, pretty much. So do I want to give you another easy prediction, or do I want to give you one that is easy?
Left field?
No, I don't. So I actually do have a few left fields, but I'm leaving those for a little bit later on.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
I think the next two I'll give you are easy and easy-ish.
Okay, all right.
Because the next one is another one that if I don't see it, I will be befuddled that I'm not seeing it, and that's Forspoken. Forspoken is the open world action game that Square Enix is making. That's motherfucking dragons. It's
a motherfucking dragon. We were talking about that. I'm like, that's gonna be there.
That has to. I mean, because that actually has like a release. Well, it has an unofficial release window, I think, where they accidentally put it at like the end of a thing where it said 2022 or something like that. So at the very least a year, but. I suspect we'll see that pretty frequently, like every 4 or 5 months until it comes out. Probably still too many trailers for it, but not as many. See, I don't think any game will hit the too many trailer marks as much as Deathloop. And if I see one more Deathloop trailer at this fucking show, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's my prediction. My prediction is no Deathloop trailer. Please. It's also an ask. I'm done with seeing trailers for that game. So... Forspoken is for me is another easy one because that's a huge one for me in terms of anticipation. That's an anticipation one more than a prediction.
Yeah, it's more of an ask, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's good to ask for shit.
Yeah, I want to get the easy ones out of the way because everyone knows I'm going to say these. So what am I going to save them for a tense moment later in the show? No, I'll get the easy ones out of the way first.
Right. All right. So my number 2, Xbox and Bethesda.
Ooh, okay.
We all know the Halos. The Halos will be there.
Yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to Infinite. I am fully intending on picking up Infinite.
So Xbox and Bethesda will feature Starfield with a full trailer and a release window of 2022. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute since we've seen anything out of Starfield.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of just due. It's at least due for at least the bare minimum of what you said, acknowledging its existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's getting... Starfield is going to hit Elden Ring status at some point if they don't mention it.
Yeah. That's one of those, like, if it's not here... No. Elden Ring's been known about for quite a while, to the point where, you know, it's at meme status at this point, and thank God it got, you know, a full trailer and a release date.
Yeah.
And Starfield hasn't quite hit that status yet, but it's like, if we don't see it, it's like, okay, really, what the fuck are y'all doing with this? Because we need to know more.
And I do want to, man... The Bethesda is it's hard for me to really look forward to that conference nowadays because I'm always as like I hope I see this thing as, man, don't fuck it up. Yeah. I'm as worried they're gonna fuck it up as I am like hopeful that I'll see something.
Behind that, I mean, I was of course looking forward to Ghostwire because ever since they teased that, I've been looking forward to Ghostwire.
Yeah. Although I think that woman who did the presentation doesn't even work there anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't work. She doesn't work for the company anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unfortunate, because she made me excited for that game more than the rest of the thing did.
She is a fucking gem. I forget her name, like, but she, in terms of like the industry, she's a fucking gem.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're gonna go with Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep us on the Bethesda train and at least acknowledge a mention of Elder Scrolls 6. Because here's the thing.
Yeah, this is a backup for me, too.
Because here's the thing. We know Elder Scrolls 6 is on the back burner. That's not a secret.
Mm-hmm.
They've made it very clear that Starfield it's been too long. And that they need to be working on Starfield. And that they are almost certainly putting all their effort into Starfield. So... The odds of seeing something else. This was an easy-ish prediction, but it's actually pretty reasonable to expect we actually won't see it. Just because of Starfield's attention that they're giving it. So that's that one I had to take though, because I want to will that into existence. Listen, again, Bethesda is just, they haven't really been on a roll for me. I haven't really been excited for a Bethesda title. I guess Doom would kind of be the only thing that I look at. And Doom's great. Like, the team behind Doom is
stellar.
They're killing it. They're killing it in hell. But I don't even think of Bethesda when I think of Doom. I think of id. I think of id Software. And so I'm not going to give them credit for that. It's their game, but I'm not giving them credit for it. I'm thinking of the normal Bethesda stuff we're used to seeing, and that has been super lacking as of late. So, Elder Scrolls 6 is my third on the list.
Okay, you're number 3. All right, my number 3. I might be stealing from you a little bit on this one.
That's fine.
Triangle Strategy.
I don't have that on this.
Wow.
Because they told us it doesn't release till next year, so I was just thinking, like, yeah, maybe they throw a trailer out for it, but maybe an updated demo of some kind, but I actually just didn't even have it on the list, no.
Okay, all right. Triangle Strategy is shown as Square Enix. Now, I didn't put this in, but I'm going to put it in that we'll probably get a second demo.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Octopath had 2 or 3, so.
Yeah. And it gets the formal moniker of Final Fantasy Tactics.
I guarantee you it ends up releasing as being called Triangle Strategy. Because I remember thinking Octopath Traveler.
That's my out of left field prediction for it, as far as like the name or the naming convention. But it being a Final Fantasy Tactics game.
No. I'd be all down for it. Matsuno has done great with 14's lore and the tactics stuff that he's been doing, and he's found it quite interesting about the male Vieira being incorporated into the game. He hasn't had any words on it particularly, just acknowledging that they existed, and he wrote lore for the fact they existed. So, but I genuinely think they're going to leave it exactly the same name. It's going to be called Project Triangle Strategy when it releases, because.
I remember they're going to take off the project, though.
Nope.
They got to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Because Octopath Traveler was called Project Octopath Traveler, and then they just took away Project. That was it. They're going to be like, because I feel like the ridiculousness of those names sells them.
But see, Octopath had a point to it. I mean, yes, there's a point to Triangle, but...
And strategy.
And strategy. True.
I will
I really
say...
think this is
yeah, you really think it's tactics, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right. I do think this one's more likely to change the title because Triangle Strategy is literally the gameplay, whereas Octopath Traveler is pretty indicative of the way the game is structured. So I think that, and I'm kind of hoping they change it, but I won't be surprised if they don't change it.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have to see. We're gonna have to revisit that when we get more information about it. So. All right, so that's your third one is Triangle Strategy. Yeah, I didn't have that on the list.
I'm shocked.
However, I have one last Square Enix prediction.
Okay.
And this is based on a rumor that I want to exist. Final Fantasy Origins. So, it was rumored, not leaked, rumored about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, that Team Ninja, who helped develop Dissidia Final Fantasy NT, and I believe also currently helped Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, were teaming up with Square Enix to make a Neo/Souls-like that takes place in the Final Fantasy 1 universe. Hence Origins. And I want that so bad.
That does sound good.
It sounds real good. And I want that so bad. That even if the rumor is completely unfounded, false, and nothing comes to fruition of it, I have to have it. Because I've so often said that I actually want them. I know people want like remakes of 6 and 8 and whatever. I actually said I want a remake of 1, but I want them to do it completely different. I want them to do it something more like open world or I guess open-ended in a sense, an action gameplay that's
kind of like what Elden Ring was going to be.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I actually wanted that specifically out of Final Fantasy 1's universe. So the fact that I heard this made me go, well, now I have to want it even more. And so if that's not there, I'll be disappointed. But I also have no expectation that it actually will be there.
Yeah.
That's my last Square Enix one. I promise.
Okay. All right. I'm surprised neither of us, even though I had it on the back burner as a
Don't say 7 Remake Part 2.
No,
okay.
Babylon.
Oh!
That got confirmed. Got confirmed. That got confirmed.
Okay, I forgot about that game altogether.
Yeah. And I looked at Twitter and somebody like, I think the PR team for it like actually confirmed it that it's gonna be there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that then because I had forgotten about Babylon Fall.
Yeah, but that was a backup. My actual number 4.
Okay.
NetherRealm will be present at the Warner Brothers event.
Yes.
To tease a Marvel versus DC fighter.
Okay, you gotta give me some real background on that one because that's the crossover of the fucking century right there.
So Warner Brothers did get a Marvel license, and they got the license more so for Lego, but they have 3 other Marvel games in the works. One of them potentially could be this. Now, we know NetherRealm is like really knee deep into MK11 right now, and so we probably won't hear anything MK related in terms of E3. If not, maybe something content wise. But
I would love this.
This is a possibility. This is definitely a possibility.
All the pieces are in place, but will they fall into place? Because the right people have the rights. Concern. The right people have the rights. The right developers are in place. So it just needs to happen. And honestly, I don't have anything Marvel vs. Capcom related on here because I refuse to put it on any list. Because it's just never gonna happen. Seems like Sly has a.
Now I do have some Capcom related.
I have some Capcom related ones as well. That's just not one of them.
it's not one of them. I have two Capcom related ones.
I also have 2 Capcom related ones. I wonder where we're going with this.
I can't wait.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna give you this one. I actually don't think is that left field, but I think it's not. I literally haven't heard a single person mention it being on their mind. So Bandai. Normally, this prediction slot would have been saved for Elden Ring.
See, I didn't go Bandai Namco for this one.
I did.
I feel like
because there's one other thing that people are waiting for from Bandai. It's not Tales of Arise. It's not It's not Elden Ring anymore. Blue Protocol NA release date and beta. Blue Protocol. So for anyone who doesn't know, Blue Protocol has been an MMO that people have been heavily anticipating because it has several Final Fantasy 14 isms, but it's built entirely different. And it's been a big want from a lot of MMO people here in the West. So that is on my list from Bandai. Is Blue Protocol NA beta.
I didn't even fucking think about that one.
That was my 10th. That was the 10th one I thought of. I was like, I went through all of them and I was like, Bandai's here. Yeah, an NA beta.
The thing is, I didn't want to do anything for Bandai because I feel like a lot of stuff they're just going to rehash.
Tales of Arise.
Blue Protocol would definitely be one that would be a big surprise.
Yeah, because it's not even out. Just to be clear, it's a game that's not even out overseas, and we know the overseas version will almost certainly release. If you want a real left field announcement, is suddenly that it's releasing globally everywhere. That's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. That's not left field. That's you literally went to another ballpark and stood in their left field.
Right.
So, that's my first real big surprise one. Is definitely Blue Protocol making some sort of appearance. That's a different sport. That's like saying, I'm out in left field, throw me the ball, and then a fucking tennis ball gets whacked at you or some shit.
Okay, all right. I guess it's my turn for number 5 for me.
Yeah.
Take-Two.
Ooh, I omitted one for this.
Haps, do you realize it's been 8 years since the release of GTA 5?
I do.
Take-Two teases GTA 6 with no date, just the fact that it's being worked on.
I still don't think they'll ever stop GTA 5. Yeah, I think they'd sooner announce
it's too much of a cash cow.
They'd sooner announce the PS6 version than GTA 6.
Yeah, it's too much of a cash cow, and there's a lot of RP, no pixel, and a lot of other stuff that's going into it. But at the same time, it's been 8 fucking years. That's a long fucking time to not really think about GTA 6.
So here's the thing. GTA 6 was not what I omitted, to be clear. Not the Take-Two thing I omitted from my prediction list. Just to keep it at 10. But I will tell you this. About a month ago, I was thinking to myself that we will see something GTA related, but it's going to be another island for 5. And I know they've technically kind of done that. They've done like heists that take place on like other islands and stuff like that. But I mean like actually like a full-blown like some sort of additional landmass, like a more significant one. Yeah, because I can't see them just, they're going to keep updating 5 as long as, they're going to drag it out longer than World of Warcraft. Like, if they have to. As long as they can keep the technology and keep it updated, they just won't replace it. At some point, maybe. Like, maybe if their sales slow. How many copies has that game sold? Like 115 million?
It on their minds, though. Like, I would think, like, as of maybe 2 or 3 years ago, like, the thought of moving on to a new entry had to be on their minds.
That's been on everyone's mind since, like, a year after it came out. Yeah, honestly, GTA 5 just getting, like, a new console, it is a bigger meme than porting Skyrim. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't think they'll release another. I just think they'll keep squeezing people out of their money on GTA Online.
But man, what I like to see a GTA 6.
A lot of people would.
I will tell you what I did omit, not in my top 10.
Okay.
New BioShock. They confirmed they were working on one a couple of years ago.
True. I just don't think it gets announced this year. Well, this E3.
Yeah, that's why I omitted it. Because I don't feel confident. But that was the one I omitted. That's not part of my top 10. But which top 10? I think I'm going to throw you this one. I'm going to jump into the Nintendo category, which is a deep end.
You want to go there already?
Yeah, because I'm going to bounce back and forth between a few of them that I've still gotten here. Ring Fit 2.
I mean, I can't argue with you on that one because it did sell really well. Yeah, I really can't argue with that one. I do have 3 Nintendo ones.
I also have 3 Nintendo ones. I have a feeling there's some overlap here. I have a definite feeling. Listen, man, Ring Fit was fantastic. I will play through because I've almost beaten New Game Plus on the original Ring Fit. And the final boss fight was like an hour of torture, of physical activity for one boss fight. And I would love to see a second game because I think a big thing with Ring Fit is it is regular exercise, but I think a big motivating factor is people actually want to beat a game. That like idea of needing to get to the next level. I think releasing more story related stuff or anything at all would continue to support that franchise fairly well. So I definitely want to see Ring Fit 2.
Yeah. That's a good one.
They didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't. I mean, I believe it. I honestly believe it now that you say it. I'm going to go ahead and knock out, like, my Nintendo ones I'm going to save for last. Because that's really one of the last things that happened for this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and knock out my Capcom ones.
We have to have overlap here.
I don't think we will. I think
it's unavoidable that we do.
Okay. So, first thing with Capcom, Street Fighter V. You probably didn't have this.
You probably don't have Street Fighter V. You need 6?
I mean, no. Street Fighter V. There's one last character they haven't.
Oh, I thought you meant just the release of it, the last character of Street Fighter V.
No. Yeah, the last character. So Street Fighter V announces their final character, Kyo Kusanagi from KOF, teasing the possibility of Capcom versus SNK 3. Now, there's another side to this. There's another side to this, and that is the SNK side. Because SNK KOF 15 have been announcing characters like every week, every other week. Luong was the character last week. And she's from KOF. She was the newer one in KOF 14. So I'm like on the other side, on the KOF side, and this has nothing to do with Capcom. So on the KOF side, Capcom gives KOF Chun-Li to fill in the women's team because King is no longer on the women's team. She's on Team Art of Fighting. So Chun-Li would be Capcom's gift, their olive branch, so to speak, to SNK. Again, hinting at Capcom versus SNK 3.
That was elaborate.
Very.
That was
Thought of that.
Definitely no overlap for us there. I definitely didn't look towards the fighters in any capacity because of the tragedy that was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, there's a second one I have fighting.
I have a feeling I know where that one's going now at this point.
Do you?
I at least have I feel like I have an inkling, at the very least.
All right.
And I thought of some off the wall ones for Capcom. The thing is, I don't know really what to expect because Capcom already said Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise, Resident Evil Village, which is probably a DLC announcement, in all honesty. And what was the last title? They mentioned one other. Resident Evil Village, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise. There's one more that I can't remember. But it's not any of the... It's not like Marvel vs. Capcom. It's nothing about the fighters or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. There's something else there. But I guess if you're going to do a Capcom one...
Go ahead.
I'm going to do a Capcom one. And I have to go with something that has been on my prediction. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. That was the thing. That was the last one they mentioned. Yeah, I forgot.
I know where you're going with this one. I think I know where you're going.
So... since about 2019, this has been on my prediction list, and it's on it more now because there's a game with a fairly recent Netflix animated series.
Yep, there sure is.
That came out, and that is Dragon's Dogma 2. Number 2. Because Itsuno was given a choice when he made Devil May Cry 5. They said, you get to choose. Do you want to make Devil May Cry 5 or do you want to do Dragon's Dogma 2? And he said, let me do Devil May Cry first because I need to fix that other game. And then now he's done with Devil May Cry 5. So I don't think he went on to work on Devil May Cry 6.
Yep.
So
that's a really believable one. Yeah, I can actually agree with that one.
It's a long shot because no matter what, even if he is working on it, I think it is.
I don't think it's a long shot.
I think it is. Okay. I think even if he has been working on it for some time, I think it's nowhere close. Like we're looking at 2023 at the earliest. And I even think that might be too soon.
Yeah.
So, I hope so though, man, because on the RE engine, I have a lot of hope. Dragon's Dogma on the RE engine, yeah.
And we've seen what the RE engine can do for other games, so yeah.
Even on a console that doesn't want the games to work on it. The RE engine finds a way, no matter what. So if I have anything, I would love to see Dragon's Dogma 2. I have to trust Itsuno. The man does not steer me wrong.
Okay. All right. For my final Capcom one, this one actually was, there was a bit of possible insider information.
Okay.
A source. And I'll go ahead and say it. I'll go ahead and tell you right now.
Okay.
New Darkstalkers announced.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me in any way.
Yeah. Actually, I have a friend in the voice acting industry, and like I won't say his name. I ain't snitching, but he's like, "Hey, Sly, I might be working on something with the werewolf, vampire, and succubus." He's like, that's all I'm fucking saying. I'm like, okay. All right. Yep. So there's a bit of inside information kind of.
That's a very broad statement to land on Darkstalkers.
Not really. Dimitri. Morgan.
I understand that, but
John Tolbane.
That's not an uncommon thing to have those things.
He literally did say Darkstalkers, though.
You left that part out.
Yeah. I'm trying not to snitch. You didn't
have to say anything else. You could have just said, no, I believe.
Yeah. Trying not to snitch, but yeah, he literally didn't say Darkstalkers.
All right. No snitching. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, fine. You want to do another Capcom one? I'll give you my other Capcom one. But my other Capcom one is just desperate.
I only had two.
I only have two also. So my other one is desperation, though. It's literally just the pleadings of a madman. And technically with Capcom, that is an endless list. Because I would plead for this isn't my prediction list. I would love a re-release of Battle Network series for Mega Man. I'd like a new Mega Man. I'd like anything. Don't get me no. I love Battle Network. It's never going to happen though. So I've accepted that. I've accepted that there probably won't be another Marvel vs. Capcom. There probably won't be a re-release of Mega Man Battle Network or any of the other like random Battle Network-esque games that they've actually done.
Yeah.
But I still believe that Capcom, while Itsuno is working on Dragon's Dogma 2, he is not entirely done with Devil May Cry. So I feel like I've got a feeling that something...
Have we had a DLC for it?
They did. They had they had the free update, which was the Bloody Palace, and they had the Virgil episode, which is really just... they do that for all of them, so... I feel like something else. I don't actually think it's going to be a game, so maybe just an update on the Netflix series that they're supposed to be doing. Because
for Devil May Cry?
Yeah. Because we do know that they were working on a new Netflix series for Devil May Cry.
You gotta remember, there was a original anime for the original Devil May Cry.
And it is canon in Devil May Cry 5 at that.
Yeah.
They make mention of the character, and one of the characters, multiple of the characters appear. So, yeah, I think at the very least an update on the Devil May Cry, the new. I think it was being made by the Castlevania people.
Really?
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
They're working on a lot.
Well, they're pretty busy after they released Castlevania. And everyone's like, "Yo, so we got this idea, right?" And they're like, "Okay, listen."
Yeah, Masters of the Universe. Coming out this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. I'm really hoping for an update on the Netflix series. So my only non-game related one, but that's where I'm gonna have to land is Devil May Cry, because I'm not confident that anything else I predict from Capcom is even possible. Because all the things I want, they've abandoned.
Yeah.
It's like asking Sega for a good Sonic game. It just doesn't happen unless somebody else makes it for them now.
I said the same. When's the last time we had a good Sonic game?
When somebody else made it for them with Sonic Mania. Oh man, unfortunate. It's okay, just play Sonic in PSO2. I'm sure they'll keep doing that. That's no problem.
Hooray. All right. Now, my final three, which are all Nintendo.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
First thing, ripping the Band-Aid off. Metroid Prime 4 does exist. Gets a release window of late 2022. Late.
Emphasis on late.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you really think it's still that far away?
Yeah, I really think so.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it was that far away. I did think it was going to be closer, though, because my next prediction was also...
Here's the thing. It's kind of like tinted on the next prediction that I have. But what's your prediction?
Fuck.
Go ahead.
All right. Mm-hmm. I think I already know what your next prediction is. Mine was also going to be Metroid Prime 4, but I was going to predict this year, end of year.
I don't know.
But now I think I know what your next prediction is just because of what you said.
So, Breath of the Wild 2.
And that's going to be this year.
Hell no.
Then what the hell does the previous thing have anything to do with this?
Because, like, okay, to be honest, while it is possible, they weren't going to release Metroid Prime 4. They weren't going to release Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild 2, anywhere near each other. They weren't.
I don't have these kind of thoughts about Nintendo because I just don't think they give a fuck. They just want to sell.
Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be bigger in scope and in popularity than Breath of the Wild 1. Seeing as that's a thing. 2023. I know it's a long time for people to wait, but shit, it's going to be bigger than Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
It's going to be bigger.
So hold on.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have one ask for Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo, I need you to call up Capcom and build it on RE Engine. Please. Please.
Oh God.
Because if I have to play Breath of the Wild at fucking 25 frames per second again, I'm going.
Oh no.
Here's prediction number 3. Here it is. This is the one I thought was prediction number 2 is what I thought your prediction number 3 is what I thought your prediction number 2 was gonna be. Yeah.
Go ahead with yours though.
Mine is. So you said it was the year of dreams.
It was the year of dreams.
Where vaporware that it exists now, right?
Mm-hmm. It sure does.
Well, Bayonetta 3 has got to go on my list.
And see, this was a backup because, like, I didn't forget about it. It's just
most people.
These are the ones I picked from it. But yeah, Bayonetta 3, and you're thinking this year?
No, I was not. But I think they're announcing it. I still don't think it'll be out this year. No,
it's been announced though. You know that, right?
I know that it's been. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. An update on it.
An update.
Yeah, it'll be present.
So, an actual. It'll be. You'll think we get an actual release
because they announced it, and then it's just silence since announcing it. So
you think we get a release window or date?
Maybe. I acknowledge it. That's about it. I don't really have much hope for it outside of that. The only reason it's on the list is because I have more hope for this than I do for Star Fox. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And then for my final one. Things that exist. The Switch Pro does exist. It'll be released this fall / holiday, so more than likely November, at a $399 price point. AKA, when they announce it, when it goes up, you better pre-order it or you're not getting one.
Sly, I have thoughts on the Nintendo Switch Pro.
Okay.
Because every 3 months how long has the Switch been out? What year?
God.
What year?
17, 18?
17? 17 sounds right to me.
Yeah. I think 17.
Yeah, every 3 months since then, the Switch Pro has been about to be announced. So let me just, I'm going to pump the brakes on the prediction a little bit. Now, here's the thing. Right. We're at the point where it's been 4 years. Now is about the time when I think I start to believe those things. Because...
So why not?
Because it's time.
It's time. It is time.
But...
It is time.
But...
Mm-hmm.
I think Nintendo is in a little bit of a hole that they didn't expect that they dug themselves into.
What do you mean?
In that the Switch is massively popular.
Yes.
And replacing it with a new Switch that's less mobile but stronger. Because okay, let me ask you, I guess, about specifics. Are you thinking it's just as mobile as the original but stronger, or do you think it's built to be more at home? Because I think it's if they do one, it's built to be mobile but stronger.
Yeah, I think it's built to be more at home but stronger.
I don't think they ever do that. I don't think they'll ever do that.
Again, the thing you have to realize is, yes, like there's the Switch. There's the Switch Lite that is meant to be more mobile than at home. This one will be meant to be more at home, and a stronger version You want to talk about games that run at like crappy fucking FPSs and games that are coming out that are slated to come out soon after the release of the Switch Pro that will run like clockwork on the Switch Pro? They have reasons. I mean, they at least have to know that half of their games run like shit. Let's call a spade a spade. They have to know.
So here's the thing. They know, but they know a lot of other things too. They know that the Switch is still to this day not the easiest thing to find.
Yeah, you're right.
They also know that the mobility of it has been such a prime reason people get into it. And we know that Nintendo doesn't give a fuck about making the right decisions.
Yeah, we've known that.
They will do what they want to do, however they want to do it, whenever they want to do it.
They don't give a fuck.
And they just don't care. So I refuse to think they ever, not even just with the Switch, that they ever build a console that is more at home ever again, including the Switch Pro. I think it'll be stronger, thus having it at home is obviously an improvement from before, but that's like saying the shit I took today is better than the shit I took yesterday.
True. But I feel like there has to be a trade-off, and they're going to make the trade-off for quality. Again, one thing you got to realize, and we were talking about this yesterday too, and I'm going to use Xbox as an example before I go to Nintendo. Xbox as a console in the East does not do well. Yet, somehow, some way, Xbox wants to pitch to, Eastern devs, which is really fucking stupid to me because their target audience for like Eastern developed games will not buy Xboxes. So it's stupid. The 3DS, kind of did decent here, but it's dead here. Whereas in it's dead altogether, period.
That's what I was going to say.
But it was more successful. Yeah, it was more successful in the East, in Japan, than it was here. We like handhelds in general were more successful in Japan than they were here. The PSP, the Vita, they've been making games for the fucking Vita for God knows how long, and the Vita's like dead in the water here. So as far as being, handheld accessible for the Switch, we don't give a fuck about that. We really don't. I mean, okay, really, you want to? I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind playing SMT5 while I'm taking a shit. I don't mind. Fuck it. But I don't give a fuck about it. Just make the quality better. That's all I'm asking. And if you have to sacrifice some portability for quality, I don't mind. I really don't mind.
Oh, I wouldn't mind either. I'll throw the whole fucking dock out the window if they give me a fucking home console version that's stronger. I hate this plastic piece of shit that makes me spend another $30 to even get a goddamn Ethernet port. And that Ethernet port has to fit into one of the 2 fucking USB ports. I'll take anything. Fuck it. If the Switch Pro is just a dock, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But
technically 3. Technically.
Yeah, that's right. There's a third one. I always forget about the third one, in all honesty. But we're also talking about Nintendo. So I have no faith.
Yeah.
That's it. I just have zero faith in them doing anything that isn't gimmicky with... don't forget, they announced... They announced the Labo, a year or two ago, 2 years ago, and then they just announced a digital-only Labo. It's like just the digital version of the Labo.
I'm sorry. I still think the Labo is the dumb as shit.
It was, and it still is, and that's Nintendo.
It still is.
Nintendo is.
Here's the thing. One. You still have no. I'm sorry. Mel still has one.
I don't even know if we still have it. It might be in a closet somewhere. I feel like I would have tossed it when we moved because she bought it when we didn't live in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no faith in anything Nintendo does. Literally zero. They're the company I trust with what I want the least. I trust the other companies that make stuff for them, but Nintendo is a just show me the result company to me. And as a result, there's no chance in hell I will ever take a prediction that says they are going to do something that agrees with what I think they should do, because they've never done it before. If I think Nintendo should do something, just wipe it off your prediction list, because they won't do it. That's just who they are. I'd sooner see a new Animal Crossing being announced than them announcing a home console.
Too soon.
Exactly, but I'd sooner believe it. And that's where I stand on Nintendo. I like to rant about Nintendo because I don't like them.
Yeah. I think we all do.
Nintendo gets away with some pretty heinous stuff that they do not get called on, and nearly as much as everyone's like, PlayStation, I can't see that lady's butt crack. Stop the censorship. Nintendo's like, excuse me, would you like your game to run at 18 frames per second? By the way, it's exclusive. So, yeah, I've got feelings about that one. But that covers the 10 main predictions that we had.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you and I both had a ton of backups.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So why don't I run us through the list of the remaining things that we may or may not have actually stated a prediction on, and grab a quick 1-2 if we have anything at all. So first off, IGN Expo is in 3 minutes. I expect nothing.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Like, if it's anything like last year's IGN Expo, it's going to be for about 5 hours. It's going to be a bunch of developer interviews. Nothing really exclusive or world premiere. Right. Nah, don't expect that.
And I like that kind of stuff, but I'm not spending 5 hours watching it.
Right.
So.
Xbox or Microsoft, excuse me. Forza.
Oh, you just jumped right ahead. I was going to go straight down the list.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to fucking release. I don't have to predict that.
And see, here's the thing. It's not going to be next year. It's going to be this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. They fucking cranked those games out. Like, the Forza used to be like the alternative to Gran Turismo. They got any sort of fucking leeway, and now they're just like, fuck it. It's like Call of Duty. Just keep going. Just another.
Yeah, because they have mainline, and then they have the little side Forzas that they make.
And the side Forzas I like.
If better. Anybody.
As a gamer, and not a car game person.
Not a sim racer. Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, like if anybody thought Forza was going to be next year, the same year Gran Turismo 7 got pushed back, you are fucking stupid. And if they even thought of doing Forza next year, they're fucking stupid.
Somebody's stupid.
Yeah, somebody's going to be stupid. They're not going to fucking compete with Polyphony Digital. What are you? No.
Why compete?
Don't be fucking
when
silly.
You're better.
Okay. Sure, Jan.
I had to do it to him.
Sure, Jan.
It's not my fault. I like Forza better.
All right, another one from you.
Well, I was gonna just go straight down the list because they have like a bunch here that I have no idea. Like, I'm not watching Guerrilla Collect. I don't know what the fuck that is. What is Guerrilla Collective?
Guerrilla Collective actually has some pretty decent stuff.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even remember that. Give me an example.
I'm trying to remember what came out of Guerrilla.
See, if you can't remember, they didn't do anything important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's That's exactly. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, it's an indie show. Like, I don't have any expectation. Indie shows are all about finding out about it on Twitter later. Because I don't want to... For me, they are at the very... I don't, like... Most indie games that come out, I'm like, okay. And then there's, like, those, like, 2 or 3 that are, like, crazy good. And then there's a bunch of, like, okay.
I'm dying inside because you're actually hates.
I don't watch indie. I never... Like, I'm not... What, am I going to tune in hopes the next Hades shows up? Not even, like, literally, but, like, figuratively, like, quality-wise. I'm just not going to tune in on the hope that that's... If Larry's at the Guerrilla Collective with his cat game, then I'll watch it. That's it. When Larry's at the Guerrilla Collective, I'll watch it. But I don't know what to expect out of that. And I don't think anyone does. I think that's why people tune in. But I don't want to tune into that. I'll find out about it on Twitter. I got games to play, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, yeah, the Suikoden game maybe will be there. The new one that got funded. Maybe that'll be there somehow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Then there's like Wholesome Direct, which has Ooblets and Moonglow. I think we've seen Ooblets already, haven't we? I think we saw that within the last few months. Yeah. There's going to be like 75 games. Maybe that. That seems pretty cool. Maybe. But that's also another fucking indie one. Like, this just... I don't know how many indie games I can keep up with.
I'm actually a big fan of the indie ones.
The indie ones
Day of the Devs was actually...
Yeah, I mean...
Day of the Devs was actually good. Day of the Devs was actually good. Annapurna Interactive is in July, so, like, you had to wait on that one. But still, like, Annapurna usually has some good shit. As an indie publisher, they have some good shit.
I just, there's so many indie games that I just can't get excited about, like, conferences about them, because they either 75 games in one you can get excited about is Devolver because it's funny. Yeah, Devolver is the only one I can kind of watch.
Yeah,
and even then, I almost never want anything that comes out of the Devolver one. It's just a better conference.
Yeah, it's funnier.
Yeah. But it's like, what are you going to do with 75 games in like 2 hours? That's not even a minute a game. You're just going to fucking fire them off.
To be fair, the PC gaming conference is about like 30, so it's about half of that.
Yeah, but this is 75. Over 75 games at the Wholesome Direct. That's too wholesome. I need less some. That's not... I would rather have less volume and more interesting things.
I need lessum. Can we get that? Like, can we get that quoted? I don't want wholesome. I need lessum.
That's what I need. There's definitely going to be some hits at it. I don't doubt any indie game conference I expect.
I mean, with
hit.
75 games, you're working with the law of averages. So yeah, there's got to be one that hits.
Yeah, you're working with the law of averages there. So I might watch that one, but I have no expectation. You can't. What are you going to expect out of indie games other than sequels to indie games you already know about?
I don't see nobody saying anything about Sayonara Wild Hearts 2, please, because that was good. Okay. Sayonara Wild Hearts was good. Okay. It's worth the price of admission. So buy it if you haven't.
Ubisoft Forward, we already kind of covered. I don't think I have any other expectations. Probably something Tom Clancy, probably some, more Far Cry 6, whatever. I don't know if there's any other off the beaten path title that they've released in the past that you expect to see there.
Probably some Rayman.
You expect to see Rayman? How is that not on your top? I never expect to see Rayman. Chat said Mario Rabbids 2. I forgot that was Ubisoft.
Yeah. And that sold like hotcakes for fucking Ubisoft.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people really liking that.
Yeah, not a lot of people realize that. It sold like fucking hotcakes.
I mean, it was Mario. It was Tactics.
Yeah.
That might be worth a replay. That'd be pretty cool. That was so long ago though. I sooner expect another South Park
too long
game.
ago. It was like 2.5. It was 2.5 years ago.
That was only 2.5. It feels like it was like a lifetime ago. Damn.
Hold on. Let me.
Okay. Well, you know what? After the last year, everyone aged 10 years in the last year, so maybe that's why.
Mario Rabbids. Actually, no. 2017.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds more right to me.
4.5 or 4-ish years. Yeah, I mean, that sounds a lot more correct. Oh, man. Yeah, that would be cool. I never even thought of that. I would sooner expect maybe another South Park game or something, but who knows. Devolver, I expect it to be funny. That's it. I don't expect anything in particular out of it. Just that it'll be funny. It's a good conference, all the same.
Yeah, it's always good. It's always good. Actually, well, to be fair, Devolver, like as a publisher, did me a solid and published Metal Wolf Chaos, which is one of the most meaniest mech games ever. So thank you, Devolver. I love you. Keep doing that shit. But yeah, anything else I don't really expect too much out of it.
Speaking of not expecting too much, Gearbox has one. Like, there's not going to be a new Borderlands.
So, no, but there is going to be the new Tiny Tina game. And they're probably going to... You didn't see that, did you?
No, I didn't.
You complete... Yeah, so there's going to be a Tiny Tina game, kind of like a Borderlands version of D&D. Tiny Tina Wonderlands. There you go. Thank you. So yeah, that's a thing.
It was announced yesterday. That's why I've been in my little hole of dealing with my cats for the last day or two. I haven't seen anything other. I haven't even seen the Elden Ring trailer yet. I just know it got announced.
Go watch that shit.
I will at some point.
I feel like we need to watch that shit now, but I don't want to crash the fucking stream. So Tiny Tina Wonderland, and then they'll probably put out a trailer for the Borderlands movie.
I don't have any hope for that movie. Game-based movies really not batting 1,000 in my lifetime. So we've got a few decent ones.
Even though Mortal Kombat was decent.
It was okay.
The most recent.
It was okay.
It was okay. It was okay.
But we also have to remember Monster Hunter has happened in the last year.
We don't talk about that.
But we just did.
Fuck.
So, yeah. Sonic also was, that was a fine movie. That was okay. That hit the okay category. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, okay. Borderlands movie. Okay. That's it. I didn't know about the Tiny Tina D&D. Well, good luck. Good luck. That's all I have to say. Oh, man. I enjoyed Borderlands 3 for what it was. There was a VR showcase. Now, see, there's nothing about the VR showcase that I anticipate, but I'm really excited for it.
Why?
I've played some pretty damn good VR games since VR started becoming popular in our day and age, and man, I love seeing the things that come out of stuff with VR.
Fuck all that shit. Y'all want me to play scary shit on VR? I'm not doing it. Fuck you, kiss my ass, call me on Christmas. I'm not fucking doing it.
So it's funny you mention that. So several years ago, I was in Insomniac Games Studios playing when they first remade Ratchet and Clank. It was like an early release thing, and I made a video on it. While I was there, I got to play a VR game, but it was a third-person VR game. So you're still controlling the guy like it's a normal game, but you have a VR headset on. So every time he goes to like look at something, I just like, hey, what are you reading? What are you reading? Like just leaning over his shoulder, just like, hey, what are you doing? Oh yeah, why'd you look at that? Would you play that? Would you play a third-person VR horror game?
I mean, I actually did VR. I went to, like, a couple of years ago, I went to the Lenovo lab in Morrisville, North Carolina, which was about 20 minutes from where I used to live. And they had me do VR. And they had me do, like, a Portal VR game and some other shit. And it's cool. It's cool. But as far as, like, VR horror, hell no. Fuck all that. Like, I have a bad enough time with VR with a goddamn controller and a monitor. Hell no. No.
So Sly's starting a sub goal on his stream.
Okay. Yeah. No. Actually, I actually did make a fucking promise. Which
is it RE8 when RE8 VR gets announced?
No. I did play RE7.
Yeah, so are you gonna do RE8? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I told somebody, like, if you give me like PSVR, I will drop whatever the fuck I'm doing, and I will play RE7 on VR, and I will curse your ass out all the live long day while doing it because fuck VR.
Yeah, but dude, think about Lady. I can't even pronounce her last name in VR.
Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, Lady Dimitrescu in VR.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm sure there are places you can find her in VR already. Somebody's got an avatar in VR chat or something. You already know they do. All right. So that's the 12th. The 13th is Xbox, Bethesda, PC Game Show, and Square Enix. I expect Xbox to show another PSO2 trailer, and that's about. I don't really have. I mean, you mentioned Forza. We already mentioned Halo Infinite. Bethesda will be there. You mentioned Starfield. I think that pretty much covers everything. Here's the thing. I love the Xbox conference.
Ghostwire too.
Ghostwire, yeah, Ghostwire, yeah. Yep. I love the Xbox conference because it's my PC conference.
Yeah, but even though there is a literal PC conference,
I don't like that conference. I have never once tuned into the PC Gaming Show conference and been like, "That was a good conference." I don't know what it is about it.
You just get trailers and shit, and that's it. You get a few memes and yada yada. That's it. Like I accept it for what it is.
Every time I watch it, I get to the end and I'm like, why am I still here? Why did I watch this? I'm not at a single year where I want to watch the PC Gaming Show. It's just I just don't care. I don't know what it is about it. It just sucks. I don't know.
That's fair.
That's fair. Square Enix is, I mean, super. I mean, there's a lot of. I went with my want predictions for the Square Enix one, but I mean, I expect to see Black Panther from Marvel show up at some point for Avengers. I expect Eidos Montreal. I think everybody has something that's going to be. They said there's actually going to be a pretty big emphasis on Western titles at this one.
Yeah, there's gonna be a big emphasis probably on Life is Strange.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then the next day is Take-Two. We already went over BioShock and Grand Theft Auto 6. Capcom, we beat to death with our predictions and things we also won't see. I don't even know what the Razer E3 keynote is, but sponsored by SteelSeries. Shout out.
Pushing product.
But we're sponsored by SteelSeries. We ain't watching that. Verizon keynote. I don't know what that is. Shit. Yeah. Verizon's holding an E3 keynote to talk about 5G. Oh, we're getting our vaccines at that? Cool. All right.
Nice.
Getting our 5G installed? Sweet. Then it's Nintendo and Bandai, and then EA is July 20. Okay, I saw a list that says EA has something July 22nd. They're just skipping E3 and they're doing something later. Didn't they do something earlier in this week? I thought. No, I guess they didn't.
Well, a couple other ones. Mythical Games. I don't know anything about Mythical Games. There's, like you said, an indie showcase on Monday. Freedom Games, I have no clue about, but I will look up. What?
I just thought of an off-the-wall prediction I should have included.
Ooh,
where's Parasite Eve?
Stop it.
Let a man believe.
Nope.
Let a man believe.
After third birthday, I don't believe shit.
Come on, man. Just let me believe.
After third birthday, I don't believe shit.
But I'm 30. I have 30 birthdays. They still have 27 more to go.
You know what happened? And this is another thing we were talking about. Now, it's not really an E3 thing. It's more of behind the scenes, because we were talking about Xbox acquiring a bunch of developers and a bunch of...
Yeah. They're going to announce more that they've acquired, without a doubt.
Pretty fucking much.
Yeah.
Now, Haps, if you had a wish list for a developer, either known or unknown to most, that could be acquired by a major like Sony or whatnot, what would that be?
It wouldn't be. So here's the thing.
Or an IP.
I play video games.
I do.
Don't particularly care how. So someone acquiring someone, all that tells me is where I'll be playing it. I don't look at it any more in depth.
More often than not, yes. More often than not, yes, but sometimes no, because multiple platforms.
Exactly, so, and then I give even less of a fuck.
Yeah. So if there was any IP that or developer that you wanted to see acquired that's on your I really fucking want this before I fucking bite the dust, please give it to me. What would it be?
I mean, I can tell you right now, the only thing I want to outlive is 7 Remake being finished. I want to outlive that. But I also don't think Sony would ever buy Square Enix. And they're the only ones who I think would be able... Well, let me rephrase. Microsoft has the money to do it, but I don't think they would.
Yeah.
So... I mean, that's it. That's the only title on my mind that I think to myself, I need to outlive this game finishing. There's no other game. Like, I've got my Devil May Cry 5. I'm super happy with that. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a like, but it's not that intense for me. None of the Mega Man stuff. None of the Sonic stuff, Sega stuff. I got nothing. I don't care. I just release it before I die, and I don't. It's the 7 Remake.
Yeah, and it happened. So good for you. Yeah. I see back before Steins Gate rocked the fucking world. There were two visual novels that really fucking did it. Snatcher and Police Knots. And both were Konami titles. We all know how that's going.
Where are the slot machines? The slot machine might continue the story. You just gotta win.
Even further. Wait. Police Knots? Yes. Both were Kojima titles.
Well, you might get spiritual successors.
And a lot of people don't realize it. And I had somebody, and I played the theme from Police Knots. Is like, oh, you're playing the Metal Gear theme? No. The little jingle that you hear at the beginning when you insert discs, start Metal Gear. That's the theme from Police Knots. That is a Kojima title. Give them back to him so he can do more shit, please.
I mean, he's releasing the director's cut of fucking Death Stranding. I don't even know what the fuck that means. To be fair, that's how I feel about Death Stranding.
And again, we've both talked about how much we want an Armored Core. Miyazaki has given us Elden Ring. Shut the fuck up, or I'll take it to 12.
Okay, but what if we had Elden Ring, but they were in robots? All right.
Shut the fuck up, or I'm taking it to Twitter. Stop it. Don't give me hope like that. No. We're getting Elden Ring. Miyazaki said he wanted to work on the Armored Core. He probably didn't. He probably, after Elden Ring comes out, sure, he may work on another Armored Core, or there may be another team working on it. I hope so.
Robot souls, man. I'm telling you, robot souls. They know, they know all of their souls fucking sell like hotcakes. They can just throw the word souls at the end. They could just call it, they call it Robot Armageddon or some shit, and it's just a souls like that's in robots.
Armored Souls. I mean, yeah, Metal Wolf Chaos was kind of Armored Souls.
Yeah, but I want them to make one. I want From Software to make one. No, I mean, I want them to make a new Armored Core, exactly. I want them to make just another dedicated Armored Core, even if it has to be a Souls-like.
But I am looking forward to, speaking of the robots, I am looking forward to Relayer from Kadokawa Games. It looks good. It looks so fucking good. If you haven't seen the trailer for Relayer, go watch it. They released a trailer for Monarch, which is the game from the former Atlas devs and Shin Megami Tensei If devs. That looks good.
Did you spell Shin Megami Tensei 4 If?
No, Shin Megami Tensei If.
Oh, okay. I thought you said If. I was like, that's a Roman numeral.
Yeah,
okay.
Shin Megami Tensei If is the prequel to Persona.
Okay.
So yeah, the devs from If and former Atlas devs came together to make Monarch, which is being published by Furyu it's being run by Furyu and NIS America. So, yeah, that's gonna be out. It looks good. Like we saw the first PV trailer. Looks pretty interesting. It looks like Caligula, like a cross between Caligula and Shin Megami Tensei. So that's not a bad thing. And it's a cross between Caligula, Shin Megami Tensei, and Valkyria Chronicles. So definitely not bad things. Yeah.
Yeah, I played Valkyria Chronicles 4 for an hour, and I missed the sniper shot at 91% accuracy right in the dude's fucking face. And it really upset me.
XCOM bullshit. You gotta love that. You gotta love it.
I was genuinely upset about that. Just wanted to put that out into the universe real quick.
Yep.
Right. Well, I'll throw one last name out there. Beautiful Joe. And then that's it. I'm done. One day I'll get my boy back.
One day
I'll get my boy back.
Like he'll be a Switch exclusive though. He will be a Switch exclusive. Yeah.
Will it feature Dante from Devil May Cry this time though?
No.
It better.
Yeah, that has to suck. Like a lot of and again going back to SMT for Nocturne. Hey Sly, who's this fucking Rido person? Like, yeah. You have to pay for Dante. I'm sorry. Even though, albeit, like, Rido's good because Ray Chase does the voice of Godo, and he does a fucking phenomenal job as Godo. Like, go watch a video. He's like, Ray Chase is just, the man's good at what he does, honestly.
Man, let me tell you, I just went over to Twitter, and the bombshell announcement on Twitter is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. So
I still haven't played Doki Doki at all. I might need to do
Wanted to throw that in there. It was the first thing I saw when I looked over at Twitter.
Thanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Doki Doki Literature Club Plus includes a new features and content releases on June 30th. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I promise. Okay. Well, I'd say that pretty well covers as many different things as we could have possibly covered in regards to our predictions for E3. And now it's just a waiting game. I'm sure we'll have plenty of surprises to look back on after all is said and done. I'm sure there are things we didn't think of that'll pop up. But we'll probably have to reconvene and see how close our predictions came in some of these regards. Because I think we'll want to know. I think we'll want to know. We'll probably have to fill in a lot of TBGs between State of the Realms anyway.
Oh, yeah, quite a bit.
Probably quite a few. All right. Well, with that, though, Sly, I think we're ready to wrap up our rando TBG that we decided to do. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right. Everyone, thank you for watching. Random Talking About Games about our E3 predictions. Sly and I will both be doing coverage on our own individual channels throughout the various events. I'm not sure if Sly's doing all of them or not. I'm probably going to do mostly the big ones.
Not all.
Not all? Okay, I definitely don't plan on doing all of them
like
either. Yeah, Square Enix, Xbox. Yeah, a lot of the ones we had predictions for in this show. We'll almost certainly be doing some coverage for them. So be sure to open up a multi-Twitch or something and watch our reactions to the various things, especially at the Square Enix conference, because you know that is my number one watch. That is this Sunday at 12:15 Pacific Standard Time. So, but for now, we must go our separate ways because I want pizza. So Sly, thank you for joining me today. Where can they find you at? What do you have on the docket for this weekend and this evening, this fine Friday?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly the Fox. This weekend, just a bunch of games coverage. from like today till Tuesday. I'll probably get on 14 and do some maps because I need to make some money because soon I have a birthday, and I will be having an event for said birthday because it does fall on a first Saturday. And I kind of teased the theme for that event. Again, last year's birthday event was pretty big, and I want to do this bigger. So there's going to be a theme that's not Dragoon Blue. So get that in your head. It's not Dragoon Blue. I've given 2 clues. The first two clues are New Dominion Tank Police and Appleseed. There's a third clue that I'll give on Monday, and that'll be the final clue. Those are 2 clues I've given. There will be more information soon. There will be an event that we'll be doing on 14, kind of like a seasonal event, but that is how you're getting your invitation to the party. So be on the lookout for that on Twitter.
Excellent.
And Happy, where can they find you? What you up to, boo?
You can find me on my channel, Mr. Epi1227. Almost wrapped up with my replat of 7 Remake. I'm mostly just redoing the DLC stuff since that's only new trophies that I actually need to obtain. And other than that, we've just been working on a lot of Final Fantasy 14. Genshin had its 1.6 update. We'll be doing a ton of not gaming with all the E3 conferences over the next several days. And I'm also planning on working on some 7 Remake DLC related guides because there's some features in there that I've had a lot of people asking questions about, plus some more 14 videos. We've been very busy. We're trying to keep the channel very, very busy as of late because a busy me is a happy me, and I am Mr. Happy. So there you go. So I'm also Mr. Busy, which doesn't sound great out of context if you think about it. No, definitely not.
Yeah. Right. I prefer Happy.
Yeah.
Which still doesn't sound good out of context, but still, I prefer that one.
Really doesn't. Yeah. No. All right. Yeah. Well, with that, Sly and I are going to move on into a short post-show where we'll just wrap up whatever remaining thoughts we may have or just chill for a few minutes and hang out. So thanks, everyone, for joining us. Next week is tentative on what we'll be doing. If we are doing State of the Realm, it'll be a spoiler cast. Mm-hmm. If we are not doing State of the Realm, we might do a follow-up to the show. If Sly is available. So, we are planning on probably doing something next week, though. So, one of those 2 things. Yes. And me too, Sly, believe it or not. Okay. So, let's go on to post-show. And I forgot to change the outro for that. So, let me click the outro button real quick. There we go. Where is it? There we go. The bullshit makeshift one we had. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. And until then, bye-bye. Enjoy your E3.
Take care. See you next week.